Hello and welcome to NewsX on Who's Winning Karnataka. This is the second part of the two-part series on Lingayats, their past, present and future. The importance of the discussion on Lingayats and Veerashaiwas in today's context is simply because they are a force to reckon with. No political discussion be complete without taking them into account. We are seeing this community again in the center of all the controversies as far as BJP is concerned. We have seen that Yediyurappa has moved on, is not contesting these elections. He is there to support BJP and also campaign for them. We have seen Jagdish Shettar, who is a former chief minister, turning rebel, joining Congress party and is again contesting, and he says that it's a battle for his self-respect. We've seen another deputy chief minister, Lakshman Savadili. We've seen about 8 to 9 legislators and including MLAs and MLCs who have left the party. Now this brings focus on the fact, or rather on the new narrative, whether Lingayats are getting targeted in the new regime. And joins me on this broadcast is SM Jamdar. He is a former IAS officer and also additional chief ACS. He was with Government of Karnataka and a researcher who's from the community, knows the entire subject at the back of his hand. Sir, thank you so much for joining in the second part series. The last part discussion was about how Virendra Patil came back with a thumping majority, a record historic 180 seats in the 224 assembly segments of Karnataka. And then something happened which changed the politics of Lingayats in Karnataka. What exactly happens?
That is a second turning point in Lingayat political history in recent decades. I would say post-independence Lingayat history. Virendra Patil had left Congress when Congress split in '69, joined the Nijalingappa faction, what he called syndicate Congress. He was a syndicate. After that, he was that time chief minister. He was removed. Devraj Aras and company came back to power. And thereafter, next 14 years, with the removal of Virendra Patil, entire Lingayat community was orphaned, and they were not active in any political activity there. They were feeling frustrated. Around that time, post-emergency, came the emergence of Janata Party under the leadership of Ramkrishna Hegde in Karnataka. And this party is as a result of reaction to emergency is number one. Pre-emergency in Karnataka, Congress politics, they had ill-treated the two powerful communities, the Lingayats and the Vakkaligas.
With the Land Reforms Act.
With not only Land Reforms Act, Debt Relief Act, Land Reforms Act, and many other things during the regime of Devraj Aras, which were very effectively implemented. So that affected these two communities very badly. They were waiting to pounce upon against the Congress. And when the opportunity came post the emergency era, they identified themselves with Ramkrishna Hegde's faction and they joined in a big way. From the Vakkaliga side, Mr. Devegowda was heading the Vakkaliga segment, and Mr. S.R. Bommai, the father of present CM Basalraj Bommai, was heading the Lingayat community. Under these two, balanced by the central leadership of Ramkrishna Hegde, who was not even MLA, when the party came to power in 1983 elections. After that, next 6-7 years, Janata Party in 3 times elections, they won the elections. They ruled for about 6 to 7 years. Then there was a bit of president's rule during Bommai's time. Thereafter, Virendra Patil, during this intervening period, had joined Congress led by Indira Gandhi. And in the next election, 88-89 election, he was made in charge of conducting elections, and he went on saying, well, Congress has committed many blunders in the past. Trust me, I will not commit those things. We will take everyone into confidence. And he went on campaigning. Our result was thumping majority, a record majority of 179 seats in an assembly of 224, leaving just 45 seats, totally decimating the opposition. Unfortunately, again, Congress party, led by Rajiv Gandhi, did not learn or did not remember the history. Within 10 months, he suffered paralysis. He was critically sick in the hospital. Rajiv Gandhi came to see him, and unceremoniously, on the way back to Delhi after seeing him in the hospital, he made a statement to the press saying that shortly you will see the next chief minister in the airport, Bangalore airport. That means the chief minister, Virendra Patil, is sick, not a terminally ill, he is sick. They did not have the patience to wait for him to recover and come back to power. They did not want him to come back to power. That is the Congress history until then, and more or less even today I can say that. Now they want Lingayat votes, but they don't want Lingayats. That is the kind of stuff both in BJP as well as Lingayat. I'll comment on it later. But coming back to this. Now, with that, they changed him when he was in hospital. Bangarappa became CM. And then within again, infighting in the Congress led to removal of Bangarappa within 2 years. Remaining period, Mr. Moily became the CM. In one the period of 5 years, Congress saw 3 different parties, 3 different persons became heading the Congress as chief ministers. The impact was Janata Party came back to power. Again, Janata Party came back to power. They had been able during this time to reconsolidate. They came back to power. Deve Gowda was that time chief minister there. And they consolidated power. That time Janata Party was divided party. Janata Party became JDU, JDS. The JDS faction came to power. During that time, Lingayat did join hands with Deve Gowda. They were in power because Congress ill-treated Lingayats. Now, they ruled for quite some time. But then, over a period of time, Deve Gowda started treating Lingayats as if they are outsiders, and he gave more prominence to his own community. So it became JDS, within bracket actually Vakkaliga party. It has remained so ever since then.
Yes.
These people left. During this time, next elections were held. So terribly, then again Congress came back to power. 5 year full
98
period.
when S.M. Krishna was the chief minister.
S.M. Krishna did the same thing what Virendra Patil did. Again, we must remember S.M. Krishna was a Vakkaliga leader. And earlier, this was the only time he became CM. Earlier, he was central minister, he was minister here, he was MLA, MLC, MP, and all, speaker and all that. But this time, he really gave a wonderful lead, and not as many as 180, but he came to power and ran the government for next 6 years. Janata Party was again trounced. Now, next time, again, the Lingayats were again in a kind of confusion. Then came the coalition government in 2004.
2004 coalition government, Congress and JDS came together.
Yes.
And then we saw Kumaraswamy breaking away. And then for the first time...
No. First part is different. Congress and JDS together formed the government.
Yes.
Dharam Singh was the chief minister. It ran for 20 months. During that time, and then Congress people felt that interference by Deve Gowda and his family was too much. They said we cannot continue. Around that time, Kumaraswamy jumped the gun, and then he joined hands with Yediyurappa. And thereafter, the first coalition was removed, second coalition succeeded. That was a coalition of again Kumaraswamy, Deve Gowda, Janata S party with the BJP. That's first time ever
the BJP came to power, tasted power in Karnataka.
That is as deputy CM. Okay, though they had more number of seats compared to JDS, they accepted the second the subordinate role, and Yediyurappa became the deputy CM. And there was an agreement for the remaining period, how to adjust half like that. First half period came to an end. Even during this coalition government, it was not a smooth run, because I was an officer in the higher echelons of IAS. I had seen the day-to-day working and the bickerings between the two parties and kind of...
Did governance take a hit? There were some popular schemes.
The Kumaraswamy did very well. Kumaraswamy did very well, and that was affecting the prospectus of Janata, the BJP undoubtedly. And that is what they were. There was a simmering discontent among the BJP things. It is during this time that they decided to make Belgaum the second capital. They held assembly session in Belgaum. In both things, I was...
So Kumaraswamy was consolidating his position.
Yes, he did. He was trying. And when time came for him to hand over power as per agreement, they did not. Not that they did not want to hand over, but they did not want to hand over power to Yadiyurappa.
As a person?
As a person, not as a party.
Okay.
And they wanted to hand over power to another Lingayat. And they did try. And that another Lingayat is today not in BJP, that is Jagdish Shettar. But it is to the credit of Jagdish Shettar, I must go on record, because I was that time Principal Secretary Revenue, and he was a Revenue Minister.
Okay.
And it is that time the communication between the two was going on. And he was offered his request, he said no. When opportunity came for him to become CM, he said no.
So in the 40 months, 20 months was the understanding. First
Right.
20 months was Kumaraswamy, second was supposed to be Yadiyurappa.
Right.
But then they didn't want to give to Yadiyurappa. At that time, they sent out a message that they're okay with making Jagdish Shettar as the Chief Minister of Karnataka
Right.
at that time.
And with BJP.
With BJP, yes.
Right. But then Jagdish Shettar, it is his generosity, magnanimity and commitment to the party. He said, no, our leader is Yadiyurappa, you give him. And they did not give him. Then what happened? That's his history.
That's a very important time in history. This would have changed the history of Karnataka politics.
Totally. And that's where now I come to the next phase, a very important phase continuing even today. These were 2006 and 7. Around that time, President's rule ensued. Gaining this time during the President's rule, Yadiyurappa went on traveling all over the state and making this not at Yadiyurappa versus JDS or Yadiyurappa versus Devegowda or Kumaraswamy. He made it a communal issue.
So he created a narrative that a Lingayat is being targeted.
Right. Now he went on everywhere, every day, tom-tomming that it is injustice to Lingayat community, and went on provoking all Lingayat mutts.
So
Lingayat
these
leaders.
mutts, there were 1,000 mutts in Karnataka. Just a brief history about these mutts. Why so many mutts in Karnataka?
Well, Lingayat religion as such is not matha-based. It does not favor sannyasa. It is a religion of householders. And there is no scope for sannyasis. Unfortunately, in the subsequent restoration or the renaissance
resurfacing of the Lingayats.
Renaissance of Lingayat philosophy back in the 16th century, these mathas came into being because it was thought that religion will not survive until and unless it's institutionalized. That is how institutionalization began nearly 500-600 years after the religion was established. It is during that time Lingayats maths went on proliferating. Today, at one point of they say that 3,000, 5,000 mutts. But today, a little more than 1,000 mutts are active there. And there are again factions, Virishaiva faction.
So 300 years of lost history of Lingayats who went underground. The reorganization happened. At that time, they realized that the 300 years was lost because it was not institutionalized.
Right.
And then you should have power centers or an institution where people subscribe to more physicality to this Lingayat, and that is how the mutts were established across Karnataka.
And these mutts were patronized by small Lingayat piffdoms that they were there. Like Keladi, like Kurga, like Mysore, like Punganur, all these small rulers, small kingdoms, they supported these mutts. And in a big way, they gave them land, they gave them gold, they gave them support.
So all the Jirnodhara was done by
these. Big particular Chitradurga Mata.
So then Yadiyurappa goes on a tour, statewide tour.
And he supports them, he provokes them and all that. So Lingayat community was totally charged. Now for the first time ever, this became Gowda versus Lingayat for the second time. After state reorganization, second time, this kind of polarization between Gowdas and Vakaliya took place. And I must therefore say, Yadiyurappa emerged that time as a Lingayat leader, not before. The credit for making Bangarappa, big man, and the chief minister does not go to BJP, it goes to Devegowda, it goes to JDS. Had they given him power that time itself as agreed, he would have made a mess of it in the next 20 months. He would not have become emerged as this. Now he emerged as a great leader of Lingayat community because of this kind of polarization of Lingayat votes, anti-Vakkalya votes. And thereafter he never looked back. That's how Lingayats had to go wholesale from nowhere to somewhere.
2008, this thing happened.
Yeah.
The consolidation of Lingayats happened.
2007.
7, 8. 8 was the elections when it happened. 2008 is when Yediyurappa came back to power. Though they didn't have the majority.
Not 2007. Actually,
2008, sir. 2008.
Right.
2008 May is when the elections happened.
Right.
And the consolidation of Lingayats happened. 110 seats. They fell short by 3. But then there were 3 independents
Not 3,
and then
5.
there were three independents and then the Operation Lotus happened.
Right.
So he emerged as the numero uno or only person who had that stature.
Right.
He went on to grow, and then he had a fallout. He went and formed his own party.
That's much later.
That was in 2013, 12-13. Because of all the mining scams and all bad experiences he had to resign. He had a fallout with LK Advani. And then in 2013, when the elections happened, he had his own regional party. He couldn't get more than 4 or 5 seats.
6, including him, 6.
Yeah, 6. And then he became a vote cutter in about 33 constituencies, which also helped the Congress to get a simple majority of 120 seats.
And the Congress, the BJP lost only to 64 votes.
And then, during 2018, 17 and 18, there was this movement to separate the Lingayats and Veerashaivas.
Not
there
exactly.
was another caste engineering. This is the narrative or the acquisition of the BJP which I'm talking
exactly.
about.
That's
so
wrong.
You can clarify your stand, sir.
Yeah.
The BJP said that during 2017-18, there was a new caste engineering that was taking place. Horati, who's with BJP now, you were part of it, and MB Patil. Siddaramaiah pushed for this, and they paid dearly. What actually happened in those 2 years?
That's where the political narratives distort the truth, distort the facts, misinterpret all those truths in their own favor. Let me put the record straight. As they stand today, anybody can check these the incidents chronologically. Number one, you see, Siddaramaiah time, 2 developments took place in favor of Lingayats. Not because of him, because of Maharashtra. Maharashtra did 2 things first, which Karnataka government followed up later. See, during Vilasrao Deshmukh's time, they declared Basava Jayanti in Maharashtra as a state festival and a holiday. S.M. Krishna declared it in Karnataka within a few months. Similar things happened in Maharashtra again during Siddaramaiah's time. What Maharashtra did was, Basavanna's photograph must be displayed in all government offices because he was a social reformer, parliamentarian.
Even today, it's a practice in Maharashtra, sir. You see Basavanna
Even today in
photographs.
Maharashtra and Karnataka. Those orders stand. So, Karnataka, in all government offices, Basavanna's photo must be displayed. That government, again, Karnataka people, Lingayats became highly, proud of this development and all are very happy about that. Next, what happened? See, I was the founding special officer and vice chancellor of Women University in Bijapur. During that time itself, there was a proposal to name it after one of the Lingayat lady saints by name Akkamadevi.
Woman reformer.
So that time S.M. Krishna said, let us keep it as such, let us take it later. So then that continued, and during this time, state government took a call on that. See, the university was founded during S.M. Krishna's time by the Congress government only. This time again, when Congress came back to power, Siddaramaiah decided to name it after that lady. This is a 12th century lady
So there was
saint.
a Lingayat outreach by Siddaramaiah.
So he named that university as a Karnataka State Akkamadevi Mahila University. That is Karnataka State Akkamadevi Women's University.
Okay.
And these 2 events took place within a short period of few months. So Karnataka, the whole Lingayat community was, very extremely happy with this. Then, mind you here, Veerashaiva Lingayat you mentioned. Jagatik Lingayat Mahasabha, none of us existed that time. We existed, but we knew nothing about it. This happened in the month of April, May 2017, when Akila Bharata Veera Shaiva Mahasabha, mind you, Akila Bharata Veera Shaiva Mahasabha, headed by the same gentleman, Chamanur, Shivashankarappa, and others, decided to felicitate the CM for his good symbolic action of recognizing Lingayats and Basavana's Lingayat religion. During that time, they organized a big felicitation of Siddaramaiah in the palace grounds in Bangalore. During that time, it's a Veerashaiva Mahasabha which put forth a demand for giving independent religion status to Lingayats, Veerashaivas, mind you. The demand for independent religion status did not come from Jagatik Lingayat Mahasabha or any other body, but it was made officially by Akila Bharata Veerashaiva Mahasabha and none other than same Chamnu Shegnupa, continue even today. During that gathering, having received this appeal, Siddaramaiah said frankly, look, all of you come together, I will examine, I will support you. He said this. The moment he said he would support Basavana's religion, this irked the Veerashaiva faction. There was a professor by name Chidananda Murthy was there. He held a press conference within 1 week, he opposed it. Veerashaiva, these Veerashaivas are Hindus, it cannot be recognizing, I oppose it and all that. It irked me. I wrote a series of articles against Veerashaivas, against Chidananda Murthy, and against his whole clan. Series about some 16 articles I wrote, almost 1 week every in Prajavani. Then it got heated up. Thereafter, a conference was called of all the both the factions,
stakeholders,
stakeholders in Gyan Bharati Auditorium in Bangalore University Auditorium.
All right.
I addressed that whole gathering of all the parties, mind you, all the factions, more than 70 big Mathadhipatis were there. People from all the parties were there. I have a video I can show you here. Okay, you can view that. 1 hour 45 minutes are spoken. You can view that video. Just to disprove what misrepresentation BJP Paris fellows are doing. Kindly read that. I'll give it to you that. You can use it for your extraction purposes. During that time, everybody said we'll continue the agitation. Before this, 2 weeks before this, when this dialogue, the argument counter going on, a Matha in Bidar district gave a call for big rally in favor of independent religion status for Lingayats. That rally, voluntarily inspired by the demand and the situation, was attended by more than 3 lakh people of all walks, of all parties in Bidar, voluntarily. That caught the attention of the media. It became a nationally celebrated rally, first ever rally. That gave impetus to the politicians of all parties, let us carry on this rally. Then this meeting of 10th August 2017 in Gyan Bharati campus was held. And that they resolved to continue. And you should hear my speech there. We have not separated Veerashaivas there. Only thing is, don't fight between yourself, fight together, it will get it.
But was there a demand for making Lingayats a separate religion?
No, not in that meeting. You can watch my CD there. 1 hour 45 minutes CD I'll give you. You can watch that. There are no such call. I was only saying that, listen, minor differences are there. You patch up, both you to fight together and you will get it. But then what happened? BJP felt highly disturbed. That time Yediyurappa himself was in the saddle. He issued a statement he will not recognize. This Yediyurappa is now seeking the votes of Lingayats. He should feel ashamed of this. Okay? And he declared. Veerashaiva Mahasabha, then we held this one. Again, they turned topsy-turvy. They said, no, we will not recognize Lingayats. Same Shamnur Shivashankarappa. And together they joined hands with Veerashaiva Gurus, Panchacharyas, Rambapuri Pitha. Together they joined a force to fight against Basavana's force. And Basavana's followers, all the Lingayat organizations got together. And thereafter, it became Veerashaiva also Lingayat. And who has done it? Who had done it? Same Yediyurappa, shame on him. Same Shamnur who started the whole demand, shame on him. Same Virashaiva Gurus, Rambapuri Pita, shame on him. And they did it. Today, this is all creation of the RSS and the BJP and Yadurappa. Today he's talking about Lingayat votes. Who divided? Who started this kind of division? We did not. It's Yadurappa. And now he's talking. This is the whole narrative of dividing. It's not British who divided. It's not Lingayats who divided. It's not we divided. It's not Siddaramaiah divided. It's not MP Patil who divided it. It is none other than Yadurappa, Rambapuri Swamiji and Shamanur.
On the contrary,
this it.
Yadurappa said that Lingayats cannot be separate. They are Virashaiva. They are part of the clique of Lingayat Virashaiva.
Okay, let him say today that he will get independence together. Let him say that. I agree. Let him say today. Today is campaigning, no?
Yes.
Again for Lingayat community. Let him say this. That he will fight for independent religious status. Let him say it if he has guts.
No, he says
I'm
that
challenging him openly.
Lingayats and Virashaivas are Hindus. Be separate religion.
In that case, whom is he talking for? Whose votes he is demanding for? Let him say that today. Let him say that today. I challenge him to say this.
All right, sir. For the sake of discussions, we'll move ahead. There are, churnings are happening. Political churnings happen. Religious churning happens. This happens to discussions and deliberations. Today, as where we stand, we have seen that Yadurappa has been asked to step down, or rather, they made it show that he stepped down, made way for another Sadar Lingayat to come in. There's Bommai who came in, and now we are seeing that over a dozen MLCs and MLAs have left the BJP. We have seen Jagdish Shettar has left the party. Is this the Virendra Patil movement for the BJP as far as Lingayats are concerned? Are the Lingayats upset with the BJP that they are being targeted? Is there any, since you are deeply entrenched in the community, are there whispers, are there narratives, are there loud talks that the BJP is targeting our community, and it's time we teach them a lesson?
Absolutely, that's happening. But unfortunately, again they are trying to divide. What they did, they used Panchamisali Swamiji. Again, this is all BJP ministers, BJP MLAs together, used that Swamiji, made him undertake Padayatra, made him sit in hunger strike, etc. Eventually, they defeated him. They killed two birds in one stone. And that they understood that was backfiring. They did something else. I'll come to the latest point right now in the Supreme Court. Also right now, the debate is going on. What did they do? The Panchamisali Swamiji heads the Panchamisali sect, rather a subsect of Lingayats. And that is supposed to be one of the largest subgroups among Lingayats.
Okay.
They divided it. They tried to give him something. Then he was asking for change the Panchamisali group from 3B to 2A. 2A has 15% reservation, 3B has 5%. From 5, you put us in 15% category, 2A. They did not do it. He went on, not once, twice, big, long, statewide Padayatra. He sat in hunger strike for more than a month in Bangalore. Nobody bothered about it. And eventually, they did not give him. What they did?
The 4% quota of minorities, they distributed between the Lingayats.
No, I come back to that. Why they did it? They wanted to kill many birds in one stone. What they did? They wanted to set Gauda, Vakaligas and Lingayats against the Muslims. And they wanted to show also that Panchamisali Swamiji fought, therefore we must give a higher quota to Lingayats. And Gaudas, Vakaligas were demanding higher quota, you give them to. These are two voting blocks in Karnataka. So what they did, Muslim 4%, they took it up, divided into half. One half they gave to Lingayats 2%, so 5% became 7. Other half was 4%. They made it 6%. So they issued the order. Now this Swamiji is celebrating his Vijayotsava all over Karnataka almost every day. Swami has a huge procession and all that. I don't understand what is he celebrating. Is he celebrating his defeat? Because he did not get what he promised. He never asked for the entire Lingayat quota. He asked only for Panchamisalis. But today he is celebrating Vijayotsava Lingayats. It was not his demand. What is he celebrating?
The Congress, on the other hand...
No, let me complete on this point. Yeah. Now, second thing, what is he doing? I fought, therefore I gave 2 crore. Now, what is happening to this? Supreme Court is hearing. Supreme Court has wanted to stay that order. What the state government has given written as well as verbal commitment, we will not implement.
Till 9th of May is what they've.
Yeah. Until next hearing, we will not implement this order. Not even one Lingayat will be appointed out of 2% quota, enhanced quota. Not even one Lingayat student will be admitted to any school, college, etc. out of these 2% extra quota.
Okay.
Now, what is this he's celebrating this, Swamiji? That order is stayed by the state itself as per the commitment they have given to the Supreme Court. Okay. Now, what is he celebrating? It's all likely. How the argument goes, God knows. Now arguments are taking totally different turns there. How it goes, God knows. But there is a likelihood of this thing being struck down. In that case, what is Swami celebrating? That time he will celebrate his defeat. This is again the BJP stunt to divide Lingayats and Lingayat votes, take away the Panchamisali vote. This is where the result of BJP is becoming uncertain. Thinking Lingayats are seeing through the game of divide and rule. That is exemplified in the very incident of Jagdish Shettar, Lakshman Saudhe, and a dozen others who have left BJP. Whereas Yadurappa is not seeing all these things. He's aged, he's senile, his memory has failed, his hearing has failed long time back, his memory has failed. How much they ill-treated him. They got him arrested. During the arrest time, how it was done, I will tell some other time. Okay, how he was sent to jail. Thereafter, they made him relinquish his post. Now he is saying, oh, they did not tell me. He's sitting himself. Okay. Now they kept him on tenter so far his son's seat was there. Then he declared he will contest whether this water. Then they gave him the seat. And then look, he was kept in the Margdarshan Mandal. He was in the house. And then Amit Shah goes there, begs him to come forward. So they bring him from Margdarshan Mandal to active role there. And Mr. Modi...
He's still been accommodated as the BJP Parliamentary Board member. He's a part of the Central Election Committee of the BJP.
What role does it have? He cannot speak either English or Hindi. What does he do in Parliamentary Board in going to Delhi, Central Office? And now, Yadurappa, see, Amit Shah brings him back to the campaign trail by going to his house and begging him. Same Amit Shah was showing him the door earlier. Now Modi holds his hand, brings him to the podium, brings him to the public gathering, the podium, and holds his hand and praises him. What happened to him? If it's so important, why did you remove him? You only removed. No. Why did you remove him?
No, Yadurappa himself on record has said that
he is saying
it was time.
He is saying now, but how was he crying? You show your own videos. How did he leave his office crying? Why did he cry if it is voluntarily given up?
Sir, all this has been debated and discussed.
This is where the election matter, these issues are there. These issues are very much matter to every Lingayat voter.
All right, sir. That's the present. Now the future that I want to discuss.
Yeah.
Is there a consolidation of Lingayats and Veerashaivas in the Congress?
I don't think...
You have a Shamanu Shivshankarappa, you have an M.B. Patil, you have Jagdish Shettar. Some other forces also have joined together. They're all prominent leaders of the community, of their own stature. So, if they have about 45-50 plus seats of the Lingayats and these three are the leaders, is that a block for Lingayats? Is it advantage Lingayats, or is that happening?
Looks
Chief Minister Bosaraj Bommai says that it's all figment of imagination. People sitting in drawing rooms are drawing these analysis, but that's not happening.
I'm not sitting in drawing rooms. I'm very much actually involved in the community. If CM says that, perhaps he's sitting in the drawing room. Okay? Let me tell him.
But is this consolidation happening in the Congress?
It seems there are symptoms that the hard stands taken by both the factions are weakening a little bit. Veerashaiva Mahasabha also is coming around slowly. And I can tell you, 2-3 leaders, Mr. Kore and half a dozen other fellows, who have already given statements about Lingayat. They are not using the word Veerashaiva. The Veerashaiva word, including yesterday, only Yadurappa is using. And he said yesterday, oh, with Veerashaivas, BJP was very fair. Absolutely true. With Veerashaivas, not Lingayats. He's absolutely true. But only Veerashaivas, not Lingayats. But today, Veerashaiva Mahasabha is saying, yeah, we are slackening our opposition. There are signs they are uniting. Okay. How far they will unite, whether in the unitedly they fight this election Whether they will form the thing, I have no idea. But all these symptoms today make the election outcome very, very uncertain.
Well, the BJP, some senior leaders have gone on record and said that we have a Lingayat chief minister now, and in the future also there will be a Lingayat chief minister, and there is no question of we cheating the Lingayats at all. We are preparing the leaders for the next 25 years. If a senior Lingayat has not been given a ticket, we have given ticket another Lingayat who has got the potential to lead the community.
Who is this? Who is this?
This is the narrative by Amit Shah and JP Nadda.
Who is it? Let him identify.
JP Nadda and Amit Shah both have.
Who is that young potential leader?
No, if Jagdish Shettar in place of him, Mahesh Tenginkai is given a ticket, they feel that as a Karyakarta, it was time to boost the morale of a Karyakarta who's got the potential to take the party to the next level. This is micromanagement which is happening in the Lingayat Veerashaiva belt across North Karnataka. Where is the question of cheating the Lingayats and Veerashaivas?
Alva. So let them ask their own conscience. Why are they dividing the first case with all these false narratives? Are they not cheating? You think Lingayats are idiots? They don't have brains to think about it and see through. Well, there are vested interests like Yediyurappa who will be going the whole hog with them. But all Lingayats are not idiots, They are in all parties. They can see through these political gimmicks.
What's the future for Lingayats? Where does it go?
No, that you see, as I told you earlier, 1969, 1980, thereafter the Yediyurappa faction 2006 and 7, the political pursuits of Lingayat community are waning and waxing, depending upon the political situation. How today's scenario will end up, it's a matter of another 20 days, 3 weeks' time. So it's very, very uncertain to predict either way. How the community will feel, how the Swamis will feel, how other politicians and these Lingayat organizations will come together or not. It is still a matter of conjecture. Only the election results.
The situation is still very volatile.
Very, very, very flexible. It's a volatile, very difficult to predict.
All right.
Yep.
So on that note, thank you so much for joining NewsX and spending so much of time with us in a two-part series. You explained the origin, the struggle of the Lingayats, and the churning within the community, and the political relevance of past, present and future. That was S.M. Jamdar, a researcher by his own right, a former bureaucrat, and an ACS with the Karnataka government. Thank you so much, sir, for joining NewsX on this special show. Well, that's it. Keep watching NewsX as we bring in more invigorating, thought-provoking discussions on politics and the communities this Karnataka election.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.